Okay, nice.
Okay, nice. Okay, nice.
Okay, so now I can start officially the stream. I was having some issues here. Sorry, guys. So, everyone, welcome back to our weekly live stream. I'm sorry, but I have been doing some changes on the settings, and I need to check here one thing really quick. Sorry. Let me just see if I can put this here and bring the OBS to this one. Okay, now we're cool, I think. So, everyone, here we are once again, doing a small live stream today, because I want to put this. What the heck is going on, bro? Oh, right. Sorry, I selected the wrong one. So, changes that have been made. So, now I'm going to be doing a live stream, only one per week. I was doing two really small streams, one at Fridays and the other one at Saturdays. Now it's only going to be Saturdays, because Saturdays I won't be as exhausted from work, and I can dedicate myself more onto the chilling live stream environment. What else? So I have new merch, and I'll be using only Blue Ink's merch from now on. We have partnered with Inkboo, which is another brand that I'm doing currently with my fiance. She's the leader in a speech of the brand itself, where we do merchandise and everything. I have the Instagram on the description, and actually I only have it on YouTube. I forgot to put it on Twitch, but we'll go there. I'll put on Twitch also. So regarding the miniatures, I have been, and today I'll be painting Sebastian Highway. I think I'm doing a pretty good job on the leather type stuff, but I feel that the leather is still too browny. We'll try to correct that, because I didn't have all the colors, so I had to work it out a little bit. Let me just take a photo here for Instagram. And yeah, the other one is Yazira. She's been looking good. The eyes are awesome. Unfortunately, on these vacations that I took, I broke the freaking cloth here on the front. Don't ask me how. I just broke it and I have to repair it. It's the second time I broke it, actually, so I'm really pissed. With that, I printed this cool looking dude. Oh, this piece I'm going to be really happy on painting it. It's really nice looking figure that I 3D printed. I've already sanded down with my drill, and it's good to be primed already. And the rest of them I didn't actually jumped on too much. The skeleton here from, I think it's One Page Rule, either One Page Rules or another big studio for 3D printing. It's on this stage. I cleaned up a little bit the shield reflection, but I have to extend it because I think it's too small, and I think I need to tilt the reflection of the beetle. Either do I tilt it a little bit, so making, instead of having the shadow here, making the shadow more on this side. I'm still trying to decide that, but either way, it's looking good. Even the scorpion in the middle that I freehanded, it's looking pretty good. I also 3D printed this looking good, dude, this orc, because I'm practicing skin tones on orcs, since I have I purchased the orc bust from Orc Butt. Please check him out. Really cool freaking dude, man. Orc Butt is just insane. He responds really quickly. He helps a shit ton in so many hours. I can't believe how fast he responds to everyone on his Discord and everything. So I really recommend him, and you guys need to check his work, because it's insane. He's insane. And yeah, besides that, what have I also done? Let me think. Oh right, so I have finished finally my enclosure, and I can show you guys if you want. Let me just finish here, gluing the link for the Instagram story and life thingy, life. Yeah, exactly. So just to show off onto everyone. So let me swap. It's this one. It's this one. Sorry. I've been like 1 week away, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to change things already. Yeah. So let me grab my iPhone here, so I can show you guys. So why did it shifted? Okay, so now it's fucking with me. Hello? It's really it. Oh, come on, bro. Can you please not shift it? Oh, I know what it is. Wait. Let me just, is it transform? Yeah, exactly. So, oh shit. Now it's too big. What the fuck is going? Fit to screen. Thank you. Thank you. So, let me show you guys my changes here. Basically the enclosure now is looking like this, and you can even turn it on upside down. And we have my Eligo Sergeant 3 here, and then we also have my Eligo washing station and curing station, and we can also turn on the lights, and I have a huge ventilation hole there and another one beneath, and it's on with it has the how do you say it? Fuck, completely forgot. You have the negative pressure on every time I turn it on, which is awesome. Let's close that. I have magnetic doors, as you can see. They glue pretty nicely onto each other. And yeah, this is my this is my current setup. So on to the miniatures. The heck is going on? Okay. Okay, nice. So basically, let's start. Since I finished the enclosure, now I can go back to live streaming, painting, focusing on that, because I had to make a huge transformation. You can't even believe the amount of hours that I have spent on my bedroom trying to modify it and make it workable, because I had a shit ton of dust and everything, and it was just insane, bro. It was just insane. It was insane. So let us prep here. I don't think I ever told you guys, but I really like to use distilled water. Somehow I'm running out of water here. I really like to use it because it stops you from having that mold smell, you know, when you close the wet palette, which is awesome. I'm all pro no odors or stinky odors or something like that. So oh, another thing that I don't think I mentioned this enough. Oh shit. Let me just see if I can. Nah, I can't. I need to remove a little bit of the water here. This is why I want to talk with you guys about something, which is I don't see many people talking about the fact that I don't see many people telling you guys that you have to regulate the amount of water that you want onto the wet palette. And this is really important, believe me, because of one thing. When you have, hey Bucephalus, 3D printing? Yeah, I paint 3D printing and 3D printed figures and miniatures. So now at the moment what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to hydrate my sponge, because I like to use a sponge, and normally I use distilled water. And I also took the time to remove a little bit of the excess water that I had on my water palette, or wet palette, whatever you want to call it. Because if you have too much water on your wet palette, it can ruin the amount of, how do you say it? It can ruin the dilution of your paint. Yeah, I will be painting this mini and this bust today. Just close the lid here. So let me zoom in a little bit for you so you can see. So it's basically this one. You can grab this one on El Miniaturista Patreon. It was there where, oh sorry, it's Jose da Vinci, this one, and and this one is from El Mientrista. Yeah, well, it's like 3:45 in the morning, so a.m. here in Portugal, so yeah. Where are you from, actually? 9:45 p.m.? That's actually really late. You must be on the States or something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately on my vacations I had a problem with this miniature. I'm using like a distempered. I was using water washable resins, and the thing is about water washable, they are really brittle. Oh, Illinois in the US, amazing. Amazing, man. I really have to go to the US someday. I really want to check it out. As I was saying, the water resin is really brittle. Yeah, I broke this one, you see. It even fuck up a little bit of the painting job that I did here. But resin printing, especially the water one, the water washable resin is really, really brittle. So if you ever get into 3D printing, my advice is don't buy water washable because it's really, really fragile. You easily break a miniature in just a snap like that. So yeah, I don't recommend at all. I don't recommend you at all that. Wait a few years after the current goes away to visit. Yeah, I've been told that. Unfortunately, I think I have to skip it for now. Let me just check the one tutorial here. So for the Sebastian bust, I think I might follow the El Mientrista painting scheme because they're really good. The painting scheme he does on his own bust is actually insane. What? I make conversions. I use bits from. Oh yeah. I do have some Warhammer. And when I say some, you can actually check my pile of shame here, where I have the Death Rattle Army, Cursed City, Crypt of Blood. I have the entire army of Spearhead, the Soulblight Gravelords. I have some unfinished minis here also, and some finished ones. Let me just grab them. So like, yeah, man, I'm all about Warhammer 40k. That's my main focus area, but I've been doing some training and when it comes to painting for competitions and everything, so that's why I've been painting these ones. So you know, I have the great Commander Farsight, right? I did a shadow blue here, and I still need to jump on the highlights and then start to give orange details. I have like a simple Space Marine here. And then you have my competition miniatures, where you can see here that I have been doing stippling, details, shadows, highlights, even mud splatter and everything. You have my latest one. Well, this, yeah, some I use for competition. This one I haven't put it yet because I need to do the basing. I want to do like a really cool scenario, like a mini tiny diorama. No, I have not ever won a gold demon. I've never entered one, but it's one of my main focus. It's to be able to enter gold demon and maybe one, who knows. So yeah, I have this one, even though this one isn't from 40k or Warhammer or Games Workshop. It's from One Page Rules, and he basically does minis for Warhammer, right? I will do better. No worries. But yeah, I'm still finishing the rider, which is this one. I just laid down the base colors yet. I haven't done anything else. I'm also, well, I have one here that I used for a competition online for Squidmar, and I think you would like this one. So the one that I did for the competition, it's broke. One of the lightning bolts is broken, but yeah, you have this one. It's on the plinth. Let me zoom out a little bit. So basically you have, what was the name of this guy? Travaris? Was it? I think it's Travaris, yeah. And this was like, what month are we are? So we are in August, I think. Yeah, I submitted this in December last year. So this was my first and basically my first big project in my speech, where you have yeah, the details drawn out the mini, of course. And I totally agree with you. That's why I didn't win. it has a shit ton of details, but yeah, you live and learn, right? And that was one of the feedbacks that I received. It was too clustered, and it just robbed the session, like the focus of the mini, right? And here I didn't have the same practice that I had here. As you can see here, the highlights and everything, it's really nice and clean and smooth. Here, the highlights are not nice and clean and smooth. They're really harsh. Some ones are really, has a really poor choice on the highlight and the orientation of light and everything. Even here, the lightning bolts are really thick. Yeah, the scales are good, I guess, but it could have been better, right? The only thing that I think it's good, really good, it's this one. This one is the only thing that I think it's good, but it has a basic layer on everything, right? Even the copper, the metallics and everything. So it's not too, has a simple edge highlight, so it's not too mainstream. Another one that I'm doing for another competition, I'm doing Ulrich the Slayer, and I have done the base. The base is really simple. It has a nid falling down the ice lake, if you can say that. And the Ulrich will go, I have it primed, but I haven't started yet. It will go here. So I think it's a really simple mini diorama here. And I think it will be nice and clean. It's not robbing the attention from the miniature. So I think this one will be freaking spot on. And I also have another one, and this miniature was inspired on Magic the Gathering. I'll be using on competitions online, but it's this one. It's also really clean. So you can see now that I have made a little jump on what comes to designing the scenarios for the miniatures, right? This one will be like a desert, and I inspired for this rock, I inspired myself on the Lion King movie, you know, that rock, the giant rock where the lion comes and... No, it's not. It's a custom miniature inspired on a Magic card, Magic the Gathering card game. And it's a figure from a character in there. It's actually pretty neat, but it looks like a Game of Warcraft figure, right? it really looks like one. But yeah. Oh, I'm also working on a commission for a big fucking like huge diorama. It's from Berserk. I don't know if you watch anime or something like that, but it's a friend of mine that asked me for a Berserk figure, which is more of a diorama, and it's freaking huge. Like, let me show you. The fuck? How can I show you? Okay, let me see if I don't break this. But look at the size of this. It's freaking huge, right? So it's like a warrior which has a huge fucking sword like that, which is bigger than my hand, and it has like a fallen head of a monster, which is this one, and I still have to finish the eyeballs and put on some fake blood on it, but this one is done. Now I just need to go to the armor and stuff, which I'm still practicing. I've been practicing the color scheme for the black metal, because he has like a black metal thingy, which I've been doing on this Space Marine. I have been... Yeah, the tongue is a little bit purplish, but I wanted to go with the demon look style, you know? And I still have to put on some resin to make the saliva and everything. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Or maybe I should just jump up the highlights a little bit. And I've been doing some testing on this Space Marine about color schemes for the black metal situation, which I think I'll be using my fiance sponges. Like, you have these little sponges which are really small. You can see it's not bigger than my thumb, and you can just like use it to make the layering instead of brush stroking it. Oh, also I have another nid here that I painted 9 months ago or 8 months ago, something like that, a little bit prior from the Trajan Valoris, I think it was the name of the guy. I don't really remember the name of it. I don't really remember the name of the dude. Oh, and I also have... It's better for me to bring the camera, but I have like a shit ton of minis to paint and to prime. For example, let me bring them to you, which I think you will love, because I've noticed you're a big Warhammer fan, so let's go. I have this freaking good looking guy. Okay, it's Prince Forthhigh, I think. It's Prince Forthhigh? Yeah, it is. Yeah, this one is a freaking good looking. I also have the With King on Mount Steed, and I also have this one. So I have the entire collection. Yeah, they're really delicate, and it will take a little bit of time. I'm not gonna lie. Especially this freaking dark dragon, because it has all these details. Look at that. It has all those details, and it's freaking insane, bro. It's really, really expensive, but it's totally, totally worth it. Like, I know some people complain about Games Workshop prices and everything, but the higher end minis, they're freaking detailed, man. I know they are expensive, but the work on them, it's just you can see that they really took the time to plan everything. And even the mold lines, oof, they were almost non-existent. I know it seems hard to believe. I don't know if you ever set up expensive minis, but this one, freaking insane, bro. Like, I've never painted a miniature besides Gundam that didn't have almost no mold lines. Yeah. Oh, you just went. Oh, okay. I don't play the game at all. I think I played it once or twice, but I haven't had the time. Regarding the details, I plan on doing some transformations or conversions, if you may say, because I want to start building like dioramas. I want to check references online and maybe some cool images from Games Workshop or something like that, and I want to do a conversion from that painting to a real live diorama for it. And yeah, and also for other universes like Star Wars and other stuff that I really like also, I'll be doing those as well. Oh, nice, bro. Nice. I'm glad you're here. I'll be asking you for some tips and everything, because you have a shit ton of experience. So. Where was that thing? What canal? Oh, it's right here. So, armor jacket. Let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it. Actually, I don't know if I have any conversion. I don't think I've done. Well, I have some small bits that I have printed from Deadly Print Studios, you know. You must know which one that is. You know, that studio which has the bits and everything for conversions and stuff. Sure, bro. Go. Have a sip for me. Actually, let me grab some more, because my room is freaking hot at the moment. Okay. Okay, so now that we are back, let me just check which paints I'm gonna use. So we are going to use Worm Gray, Tenebrous Gray, which was the 26, Leather Brown, which is this one here, Light Earth, which is this one, and Cork Standard, which is this one. So I'll be using this ones, and I don't think I have Sigor Brown from Citadel. Technical Blood, Evil Layer. It's red, right? Sigor Brown is red. I think it is. From what I don't. Is it a wash? I don't know. I don't remember if Sigor. Oh no, it's a contrast. Yeah, contrasts. I don't think I have contrasts. I don't think I have that contrast paint. Well, I have some contrasts, but they are not red. Feastone red. Nah. I don't have Rakeland, Seraphine. I don't have like browns and blues. I don't have that one. So fuck it. We'll improvise. We will improvise, boys. So let me just grab this one here. Let's start mixing everything. Don't mind the small earthquake. Because unfortunately, my vortex mixer is strong as fuck. And somehow it freaking shakes my my entire desk. And yeah. But again, back in the day, we didn't have the options of so many varieties. I know. I know. Back in the day, you guys had a tough day regarding the amount of paints and stuff that you had to, so limited to choose from. But at the same time, it would not be so confusing, right? Because nowadays you have so many brands, bro, that sometimes it gets confusing which ones you should buy, or because some painters use a certain type of paint, and then you get confused because you want to use that same one. Oh, you wanna know how it works? So the wet palette, wet canvas, water palette, whatever you want to call it, it works like this. Basically, you have a container, you have a sponge, or you can use, if you want, you can build your own. Let me see where I have that thingy. Where the fuck did I put it? Oh, right here. You know those kitchen sponges? Like this ones? These kitchen sponges. Yeah. So you can either buy one. If you want to buy one, I really recommend the Redgrass Games wet palette, the V2. It's really affordable, nice size, and the recommendation, it's mainly because the lid has a seal, so even if you have water inside, you just seal it. It vacuum seals, so the water doesn't come off, so you can maintain your moisture. And at the same time, if you don't want to transport it, if you don't want to travel with it, but you want to have the paints that you have used, and let's say you are going to the mall doing some groceries or something like that, and you want to come back to the painting session, but you don't want the paints to dry, you just put the lid, press it so the vacuum seals it, and it just keeps the moisture up. So I really recommend this over the custom ones. But if you have like a Tupperware where it seals and has the vacuum stuff, it's the same thing, and you can use the sponge with baking paper on top of it, the brown one, which absorbs a little bit of water so it gets moist. But there's a catch. Wait, so yeah, I understand what you say. For me, especially, the reason I bought this is mainly because in Portugal we have a really dry season in spring and in summer, and it gets so hot that my paints, as soon as I put a droplet of paint on, let's say, I don't know, maybe a piece of paper or on these metal discs, the paint just dries really fast. And the only way that I found for me to keep the moisture and the paint for a long period of time moist, it was with the wet palette. Hence why I bought it. After it, hence why I started using it. After a couple of months, I bought this one mainly because of the sealing stuff, because I have like a 13-minute drive to a club where I paint Warhammer with other dudes, and they play and stuff, and we are trying to grow that club. And yeah, this helps me out to travel stuff and already have paints here. So yeah, I'm in Portugal. Currently it's really really hot. Like, I don't know regarding the US, I know you guys have some really dry and hot season as well in some places, but here last weekend we hit the 47 degrees Celsius. So I don't know, because I know you guys normally talk in Fahrenheit, right? So it's 116.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's hot as shit, yeah. And for example, if I turn on my resin printer and my filament printer and my computer and lights and everything, easily I have my temperature on the room in 32 degrees Celsius, which is around 89 degrees Fahrenheit in my bedroom. So it's super freaking hot. So yeah, the wet palette, it's what actually helped me make the paints last a little bit longer. So yeah, but yeah, the thing is, the wet palette has a catch, and if you never used it, it might be a little bit weird to use because of one thing. Let me explain you. Let me just organize my ideas. Okay, so basically it works like this. The sponge absorbs the water, right? And the paper absorbs the water from the sponge. So the paper will be moist, meaning anything that you have with water or moisture on top of the paper will be kept moist as well. But there is a catch. Because of densities and surfaces and everything and evaporations, if you have a paint here and you dilute that paint over time, let's say after 5 minutes, I guarantee you that this paint that you have put it and diluted will be more diluted, because the water that's coming from the paper will concentrate on that point. And especially this will work in a bigger manner, meaning it will make your paints even more diluted depending on the amount of water that you have. Normally, people like to fill the wet pellets to the surface, so the paper is almost floating like this. Let me show you. So people like to do it like this, where you see the water level and the paper is almost like floating, you know, and you can see that if I tilt a little bit, water starts coming up onto the paper, right? But the thing is, if you do this, I guarantee you, as soon as you start diluting a little blob of paint, in a couple of like 30-40 seconds, you will notice that it's no longer that consistency, it's more diluted. So I don't recommend at all putting so much water. The thing is, if I don't put water on my wet palette, it's going to dry as fast as fuck. And I'm a slow painter, so that's why my problem. Because I know a lot of people just like to use a dry palette. That's the name of it. I was forgetting about it, now I remembered. A lot of people like to use the dry palette, because that's the normal way. But yeah, here it's really dry, especially in my room, because our houses are not prepared for this type of heat, even though we have this type of heat for as long as I remember. I know it's dumb, but unfortunately it is what it is. Well, I live in Las Vegas in the desert. Oof. Yeah, I know, but that's the best way to do it, right? Because, for example, let me tell you what I do. I don't know if you actually do this type of stuff, but this is what I do. Normally, let's say I put some paint here, and what I like to do is I like to grab a little bit of paint, put it right there. Did you see that? Like, do you see how much my brush, it's like dry already, and I've just cleaned it, but it dried from just this 2-minute talk. As you can see now, it's already moist. So yeah, I like to grab a little bit, and what I like to do is I like to remove the moisture from the paintbrush, and I like to use this silicone cups that tattoo artists use. So I can put here my thinner, and my thinner has a little bit of retardant on it. That's why I use this thinner specifically, and I start to do this. So as you can see, and this thing that I'm going to tell you, I read on the book of Tommy something. What is the name of him? He's really known on the Warhammer community. Tommy Soul. That's right. That's his name. So Tommy explains that when you have a blob of paint, if you start doing like this motion, you will see that it's fading out. So right now, currently, on this length of this motion, I know that the amount of paint that I have on the brush, it's of this consistency. And you can see that on this side, it's more strong, right? So if I want to get this consistency, I just go here, and I know now the brush has this type of consistency. And if I start doing this motion, I know that it's getting more diluted in a sense, because we're wasting, not wasting, but we're stretching the paint out. So yeah, this is one of the ways that maybe unconsciously you're doing it, right? Yeah, that's what you do, exactly. So normally what I like to do is a mix of these two. I like to, because I know a little bit of what type of consistency that I already have. And if I want a little bit less, I just do this motion and it's okay. Oh, right. But you remove moisture with the paper towels. What I do is I have these little squares that this is like those paper cloth things. And well, there's no uniqueness. The only thing is this won't dry as fast. It's the only thing that it's different in a mirror speech on the wet palette. Like I said, you don't need to buy it because you already have a shit ton of experience. So I don't see it being an advantage. Yeah, it's a difference of preference. Yeah, totally agree with you on that. And it's more like it's a trend, right? Right now, because I have this wet palette for a while, but I noticed a lot of people started buying this because of the YouTubers and everything, and you now have some cool designs on the lids as well from some painters, and so yeah, that is more like a trend because it's not a necessity in my point of view, unless you have a problem like I have where your dry season is really dry. Yeah, it gets you the same result. It just makes the result last a little bit longer in a mirror speech. Well, yeah, exactly. Michelangelo, like, he would just use a dry palette and it will go, wet palette? What the fuck is that? And not to mention that he used oil paints, which take more time to dry, but at the same time, it's a completely different league in what comes to painting. Acrylic painting is made to dry faster, so you lose some technicalities, if I may say that. For example, in what comes to wet blending on oil paints, it's just freaking insane. It's awesome to do that. I've done in the past. And on acrylics, it's a little bit more difficult because you have to be faster because of the drying times and everything. But yeah, regarding the airbrush, that's a different topic. Because the airbrush, it's really different. What can I say to help you on that? Because I have two airbrushes. I have like this Infinity, which has a 0.2 nozzle, and a 0.18 nozzle with a 0.2 needle, I think that's the thing. The thing is, it depends on what you want to do. Meaning, let me grab this. So, for example, let's say this figure, right? I made this figure, I painted it, and what can I say is, for example, do you see these transitions of red and yellow and orange? This was made with the airbrush. So when you want to spray on large areas or doing some fades, some highlights from some certain places and everything, the way that the airbrush works, it's just smooth. I don't know how else to explain it. It's freaking smooth, but at the same time, it acts like it has a focal point, right? More like a highlight. And on miniatures, you have different types of applications. There are people who likes to use the airbrush to blend in some stuff. Others like to do, for example, skins and everything on 70 millimeters above, because on the other ones, skin, it's really difficult to do. But there are a lot of details, OSL you can do with the airbrush, and it's faster. It's way faster than doing with a paintbrush, right? But yeah, I don't say it's necessary. I say that if you want to reduce time, you know, if you want to reduce the time that you spend on painting like an army and everything, by doing certain type of stuff with the airbrush, it's easier and faster. But yeah, it's not necessary. It just helps you. Although certain type of stuff, for example, in competitions and everything, the paintbrush really helps you get some results that you take a lot of time doing by brush. For example, if you want to do a simple highlight or something, or a more smooth blend, I don't think I have anything here yet. I don't have anything here. The rest of the commissions that I did with the airbrush, I've already delivered. Oh, actually, you know what? I have a dragon from Lord of the Rings, and I can show you this. For example, this dragon, Smog. I painted it with the airbrush, and as you can see, if I was to do, I think this piece I took like 2 hours, something like that, with the airbrush, the entire piece, and it's huge, right? It's like the size of my hand. The wings are bigger than my hand. So this type of fading, it's really easy to do with the airbrush, because you just have to spray it, right? For example, I did some tones of brown and then reds and some purples here, and then I did a little bit of white, and then I put it a lighter brown on top of it. So it's, if I was to do this type of transition, oh, I would take months, bro. With this smoothness, without imperfections or brush strokes that might appear, I would have to resort to a lot of wet blending, and on large areas it's not so easy. So yeah, this is why. Even the gold, I used the airbrush to hit it with non-oil. And oh yeah, I think Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, whatever, I think they could do this easily. But maybe just my inexperience, because I have 1 year or so. No, less. I have like 10 months of painting. So yeah, maybe it's just my inexperience, but besides that, I think they could. No. I totally understand what you say. Yeah, I totally get you. I totally get you. And I think it's okay, and it's good. It's good because, and I wish there were more people in a certain way like you, because you keep things real. What I did before? Nothing. I just played games. Well, I'm 33 years old, so I'm a back-end developer. But besides that, I just played the games with my friends. I live streamed some gaming sessions and stuff with a couple of guys, but besides that, I've never done anything regarding the painting. So yeah, artistry, I mean, misspoken that word. But regarding artistic, I've never done anything besides like kindergarten stuff and some school projects, I guess. But besides that, I've never I've never done anything. No, I haven't. I know it's insane, but I'm actually quite okay regarding the painting. I'm not lying. It's 100% truth. It's insane, I know. That's why I started to aim towards the competitions. For example, these two minis were my first ones, and it was 10 months ago. The Space Marine was my first one. It was the very first one that I painted. No joke. And I think the edge highlighting is already good for a first try. The Nid was my second one, and you can see there is some improvement on it. And yeah, the Death Corps Medic, it's the one that I painted most recently, and the dinosaur. This one's, you can see that it was a pretty good jump when it comes to the techniques. What happened? What caused your realization that I have been... so basically a friend of mine, which works at the same company that I work, he introduced me to the Warhammer lore. Because I was talking with him that I would love to have a hobby and stuff like that, which was different from the gaming sessions that we did. And he introduced me to the Warhammer lore because I wanted to read a book as well. So he said, well, why don't you start reading... what's the name of him? The Inquisitor. The famous Inquisitor, which how the fuck did I forget his name? You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't remember his name. Oh, I feel so ashamed right now. Eisenhorn. Fuck. Yeah, exactly. So I started reading the books from Eisenhorn. I read the entire trilogy right away. I was absolutely blown away with the amount of detail, the way the universe worked and everything. So I started reading the Pariah and his apprentice, which I'm almost forgetting as well. What was the name of him? I don't know. I don't remember. But I still haven't finished the books. I think it became with an L, but I'm not sure. But yeah, fuck it. So, moving on. What happened was I started reading the books. I then started looking at the miniatures, and the way people gamed with it. And then I started buying some miniatures. Actually, I'm lying, sorry. My friend who introduced me, he offered me those Space Marines and a couple of Death Guards for me to try and paint it. I did, and I freaking loved it. I went insane. I started watching paintings and techniques and stuff, and then I stumbled upon 3D printing on resin. I only knew filament because of my brother. He was already printing on filament printers. And yeah, and all started with that. It was insane. No, I haven't painted before. I think I did some couple of drawings and everything on school, but it was just that. Because we had like visual education. It was the name of the discipline. Not discipline, sorry, class. Discipline is the way that we say it on Portugal. But yeah, besides that, I haven't painted. So yeah, in 10 months, I have grown freaking well, I guess, and in a really fast pace as well. So yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, I freaking love it. Like even my fiance, she's already sick and done with me because it's the only thing that I see. I only watch videos, I only follow stuff from painting. I'm always checking the new miniatures and the new paintings from Golden Demon, the competitions. At the moment, I'm on September and October. I'm going to be traveling to Spain, and I'm going to be taking some classes on painting miniatures with Sergio Calvo Miniature, which I guess you might know. He has won a couple of Golden Demon, and he's pretty well known on the Golden Demon competitions and other competitions as well. So I'll be doing some classes with him, and hopefully I have been talking with him and he can be my mentor regarding some Golden Demon applications that I might do so in the future. So yeah. Yeah, I know. The wife slash girlfriends are not always agreeable, but I have been having some couple of sessions with mine because she's a nail artist, but she wants to start living that. She wants to stop to work on that area because she's a little bit sick of it. And I have been showing her the miniature world and stuff, and she's been painting, and I have to say it's coming really good. Actually, I have a figure here that she painted. She painted with me this one, and I have to say she's actually pretty good. This was the first miniature that she painted, so it's already pretty good. Like, she did some shadows and some basic highlights. It's not blended or anything like that, but it's already good. Oh no, she's never seen Astartes or Secret Level. Like, she's really picky when what comes to stuff, so I have to go in like small steps, you know. Trying to lure her in into the hobby, because otherwise, if it's too fast, she might get scared and run away. Yeah, I'll definitely show her. I think she will like it. And you, what's your story regarding the Warhammer universe? Because I've seen that you're a really, really big fan. So, what made you love this? Tennis, grain, leather brown. Oh, right. It's that's here. Because I know a lot of you guys, especially in the US, where it grew like insanely. Well, everything in the US grows insanely big, right? it's not it's not like here in Portugal, which is a small country, and stuff takes ages to grow or to get some attention. Unfortunately, like for example, we don't have any painting competitions here in Portugal, so. Oh, you started D&D, nice. Oh man, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I wish I had, back in my 8th grade or 9th grade, I wish I had stuff like that here in Portugal. Because hobbies, people just did hobbies like war hobbies or war modeling or racing modeling with the race cars, you know. Unfortunately, Warhammer was something that just came way before that. Oof. Do you realize I wasn't even born there? I'm sorry if I'm making you feel old, but you have the same age as my brother. So yeah, it's insane. It's insane because we have the same age as my brother. Oh right, I forgot. Is it White Earth, the thing that he uses on the leather brown? It's leather brown? Okay, so it's leather brown, so I can use this one. Nice. Oh man, I can't imagine the hype it was. Cause like when you say that, I just imagine you guys playing like you know Stranger Things? Of course you know Stranger Things, the TV show. But yeah, I just imagine that you guys playing D&D. Those times were, because you didn't have much technology, right? So people dedicated themselves. Too old for that? Okay. But yeah, it's a TV show where strange things happen right there in America. And it's on a time period before the 90s. And it's awesome to see and to feel again, because in the 90s the way people interacted and played, it was almost the same, but with different games. Well, I'm saying before the consoles and everything. took a huge hit, but people back then just they were getting into stuff in a different way, which nowadays I don't feel like people engulf themselves on stuff the way back in the day we did. Nowadays people just want the technology, technology, technology. And if it doesn't revolve around technology, it's a waste of time, or it's boring, or whatever. Especially tabletop games, man. In some parts, it's still growing, but at a small pace. And younger generations, they just don't freaking care. They just want digital, digital, digital. It's not digital, it sucks. I know it's the future, but at the same time, it's just sad. At least that's my opinion. Oh, actually, I don't know if you know who is El Miniaturista. He's a really awesome painter. He has a Patreon where he provides a lot of different paintings, techniques, and schemes for the Warhammer universe. He only paints Warhammer universe. And fun fact, this bust that I'm painting right now, the bullshit of the tradition we all experience. I know. But it was awesome, right? Like the experience itself, it was awesome. Still. And like you have I'm pretty sure you have really good memories of those times. How the fuck am I gonna get on that piece? Okay, got it. So the I think this one is okay. Need to paint. How am I gonna hit that? Like this miniature has really strange angles which are hard to spot on. now I think this base color is already good enough. I was thinking of changing this tone for the base color, but I think I'm gonna maintain it. I just need to put some more, just to make the layer a little bit thicker. Because I want the colors to be a little bit more vibrant. I want to be sure that I hit every single dot. Oh shoot. I haven't read the Glass Manager, but I have heard some stuff from it. Because I know it's going to sound weird, but since my brother has the same age as you, normally I ended up hanging with a lot of older people, right about the same age as my brother. So a lot of the guys that are on my Warhammer club and everything here in Portugal, most of the people are way above my age. And even though I haven't read or seen some stuff, I know a little bit of it because of that. Because I'm used to be with your generation. Like don't get me wrong, I have friends from my generation, but they normally don't get to they don't have the same how do I say it? They don't have the same taste as I have. For example, even that friend of mine that showed me Warhammer, he showed me because he was hooked on it, but he later on just got bored with it. I don't know how, but he got bored with Warhammer, which I think it's a little bit insane. But yeah, Warhammer is a little bit too much for him, I guess. But this to say that normally the people from my age, I don't find that much that like this type of hobbies. And here in Portugal we have a different approach to stuff. Like, people are more into like football and stuff like that. They don't look for the hobby that much, unfortunately. I know it's weird, maybe, but like you have a lot of sports in America, and in some places you have really aficionados, in manner of speech. Here in Portugal, the majority of people are really into football. Like, football is the main thing. Actually, in some companies that I have been, it might sound insane, but it actually happened. Like, some people wouldn't talk with me because I wasn't like I didn't follow football or stuff like that, which is insane. At least for me, because I don't care what you like or what you see or what you follow. And just if I like your personality and if I like to hang out with you, I will gladly do it. And if you like something that I don't like, well, good for you. As long as it makes you happy, I don't care. But yeah, a lot of people don't think like that here in Portugal, unfortunately. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Well, regarding the escapism, um, I think here in Portugal people just like to go to the bar, hang out, drink beer, and watch football. Others like to play football and paddle. Paddle, it's a main big thing right now here. Um, and I think that's pretty much it. The majority. And when I say the majority, it's like 75% plus of the population here in Portugal is just hooked on the freaking sport, which is insane. Even the other day, I went to a painting class for beginners. I like to go to those just to meet people and try to help the community grow here in Portugal. And it was really fun to see a guy which had, I think he was on his late 60s, and the way his eyes glowed, man, when he saw the room full of people there eager to paint, to learn how to paint minis and eager to know how to play the game. He was so stoked, man, because he started his hobby painting war miniature models, right? So he even talked that they have certain rules and stuff about regarding the squadrons and regarding the flags of each country and everything, and you had a shit ton of rules. And the thing that stoked me more from him was what he said. He was like, people nowadays are so frustrated here in Portugal, mainly because they don't have a hobby. You know, this is escapism we're talking about. They don't have it. And like, people just resort to football because it's something you can see on TV, you can have friends, pretty much like baseball or rugby, or I don't know, any other sport that you guys have there on the US. And he was like, people are so frustrated nowadays that they don't have something that fills them, that gives them a purpose or something, right? Like I've seen an endless fights in bars and everything because of sports, man. Like, I have seen so many people, and when I say so many people, I'm not talking like 10 or 20, no, or more, like 50 to 100 guys fighting just because of sports, just because they worship a club different than others. And it's pretty insane here in Portugal, actually. And there aren't many hobbyists here. And he was just so filled with joy that it was just insane. And it was really heartwarming seeing him so hooked up by having such a large group, and especially some younger too. So he was really, really happy. But yeah, here in Portugal, people are strange, bro. And I tend to hear a lot like, oh, people in the US or the UK, those are the weird ones. But believe me, they don't know how to live. They don't really know how to live. Let me just see if I blend, if I can blend here. Okay, like that. Maybe a little bit stronger. Oh yeah, like this. I'm just experimenting here because I want to see how it will behave with this blending. Oh, really? That's actually really, really, really nice. That's actually really interesting. I actually haven't. It's called life. Okay. Yeah, yeah, true to that. Wait, where the heck is my? Oh, it's right here. Sorry, I'm just mounting here my. Who has been on my room? Or was it when it fell? I feel like it's not in the same position that it was before. Like I have a drain system here in my bedroom where... Let me show you. I'll show you on this small camera. Where I have like a tube hooked to a jerry can where I put my dirty water, and then after a couple of sessions I'll just throw the water out. Sometimes I tend to filter it and then reuse the water again, but well, I think this blend with this and then another highlight on top of it, I think it will be cool. Even though on the tutorial here It doesn't do that. I do first dot. Then I add the second letter braces more in the exposed part. Okay. 1 to 1. Oh yeah. He just. Oh no, he actually glazes it. Okay. He actually glazes it. Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, I went a little bit ahead on the tutorial right there. But yeah, sure. Let's try to speed up because I'm losing time. I'm really talkative. I tend to talk a lot and then I get deviated from my focus. That's why normally on the streams I like to do some basic layering and stuff like that, just because I tend to talk a lot and then I don't do any progression. So if I tend to do simple stuff, don't be alarmed. It's just because of that. Even on the clubs, for example, on the 29th, I'll be going with the guys of Warhammer. We'll go to this club that I was talking about, and we'll be doing a painting session where we have a dude which. Oh, you dried the whole thing? Okay, we dry brushed the whole thing. We have a dude that has built like a, I don't know the conversion. Wait. I think it's 1 meter. It's 1 meter? I don't know. No, it's 1.5 meters, right? To feet. What's the conversion to feet? Okay, so it's 4.9 foot. So I don't know if you know the game called Space Citizen. It's like almost a real life simulator space type of stuff where you have a shit ton of universes and planets and stuff like that. And we have a guy there where he went insane and did a 4.9 foot ship of an actual ship from the game, and he's doing like a gathering with a lot of guys, and they are even flying out some devs from the Space Citizen game here to Portugal, so they can have, because in Portugal we have, actually on the gaming side, we have a good community, and they're really active on this online game, space simulator, basically. And this dude has this huge ship, like I was saying, 4.9 foot long, and we are creating some sessions where we are going to paint it. I might record or do some live streams, I'm not sure though, but I might do some. Yeah, regarding the dry brush, I really like the dry brush when it comes to speed. Because it leaves like a nice texture and everything, but I really like to take my time. Like I said, on these things, I'm just a really slow painter because I like to build the texture by hand. I know the dry brushing is by hand as well, but you know what I'm saying. It's a different type of by hand. Another technique that it's similar to the dry brushing is using this type of sponges from makeup and stuff. You get them really cheap, like a bag a bag of 50 or something like that. It's like 2 to 3 euros. And yeah, and they're really good because you like, let me show you. You do this, you grab the paint, and then as you can see on my fingernail, you can paint and it's leaving like a and then when you go on to the next layer, it actually blends really well. Look at this. Right? Did Raphael use such flash? No, he didn't, sir. No, he didn't. Oh, I like it, bro. Oh, I like the way you paint. The way you paint, the way you think. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. But yeah, you're totally right. Like, why using a fucking sponge when you can do it just like the good old days where everything just like the way it was born, right? The thing, like all the techniques, they came from just one spot, right? So we can say that the dry brushing and everything is the mother. Dry brushing and paintbrush itself, it's just the mother of where all got birth in a matter of speech. So like you said before, why trying to reinvent the wheel? But it has a thing. It gets different result. Because when you do dry brushing, you have some scratches from the brush, right? For example, let me grab that one. Let me say like when we do dry brush, and you can see it leaves some marks, right? Some scratchy marks. Even if you do only the edges, you can see on my finger that it does some small scratchy marks. With the sponge it doesn't, but it does leave like some really microscopic dots. And I think it depends. It's like, it's just a different technique, but it's funny because you get me thinking, like, can I or can't I get the same result? And if I think about it, I might get the same result. Maybe I just take a little bit longer on it, or maybe I'm not doing the technique correctly. But yeah, I totally get what you're doing, what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. The sponge has a punctuated roundabout and like a really circle pattern, while the dry brushing, it has the motion of it has the printed motion of the brush and the hairs. But yeah, I totally agree with you on those type of stuff. That's why when I started on this hobby, I decided to try everything, you know, experiment everything that I could, every technique and everything. And it's been funny using them, but I don't know, I just like the good old brush stuff. Even though I have an airbrush, I normally use it when I want just to paint large areas and I don't want to waste so much time on it. But you're really making me think, man. Can your result be breakaway from technology? Actually, you can't. Even like, let me see. What was it? You know those churches that have those glasses that have really delicate patterns and stuff? Aren't those patterns really difficult to replicate with machines nowadays, that only a handful of craftsmen only do it? And they take like a bunch of time to recreate them. Isn't that it? I think it is. Because yeah, I totally get you. There's a really small amount of things. Well, not a really small amount, but that wasn't what I wanted to say. There are a lot of things from a while ago, really while ago, that we can't actually replicate. Even with the best of technology, we can't actually replicate. Well, AI, regarding the painting and everything, AI is really moving forward on that matter, because it can like use some paintings from a lot of people and make like kind of simulate the techniques and everything and the way the painters did it, but it can't create a masterpiece, right? It can't. So I totally get what you're saying. Homo sapiens has been around forever. I know. Next, actually, a really good question. You really like to put people thinking, man. Holy shit. I like that. I really like that. And I guess you're right. I guess you're right, because nowadays people don't care as much about the expression of stuff, right? They don't care about the expression of the artistry or the individual itself. They don't care. They just want something that it's fast and it's trending. And you're actually right about that. Well, you have some aficionados regarding, for example, paintings and everything. You know, those really awesome paints and canvases and everything. A lot of people pay huge amount of money for it. But nowadays, I feel like, for example, those guys, what was the name of him? I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was an Asian dude. I don't quite remember, but he did like a sculpture. Let's put on some quotes on. Hear me out on this, and it was insane. Like, he went to a gallery and put on you know, those little platforms, I guess, where they put the sculptures in it, and he had none. He had zero sculptures on it, and he put a little plaque on it saying it was the invisible something. I don't know. Like, he had no work on it. He had no nothing on it. And he fucking sold that for, I don't know how much it was, but it was insane. Like, someone paid a huge amount of money just to buy something that doesn't exist, and it was fucking, like, that isn't art, bro. At least for me, that isn't. It was something that it was just to make people talk about that, and it got trendable in a certain way. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. We are on different boats, but we are on the same ocean. And the thing is, the waves are all in the same direction. But there are a lot of people that just like to roam against the current and like to hit the boats on the other boats. And they just look for themselves, and they don't care about the good stuff. That's the reality of it. And you're totally right. Totally right. But it's insane. Us humans, it's insane. Like, even the other day, bro, and you're an anthropologist, so an archaeologist slash archaeologist, so you're way better than me on this matter. But fuck, I was talking with a friend of mine the other day at work, where I'm trying to convince him to go in towards the Warhammer 40k as well. And it was insane of what we are talking about. We were talking about the fact that humanity at the moment, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess since the 90s, and I might say from 1910, something like that, from there towards the 2000s, and even on 2025, we haven't made any fucking progress regarding the lifespan of people. Actually, we are, in some places in the world, we are going backwards. So we jumped on regarding the lifespan, because people normally lived like 50 years, 60 years max, and we went to the point where we have people living 120 years and stuff like that. But bro, it's fucking insane how we struggled so much to improve and providing stuff for people in a manner where everyone could get a longer life, and nowadays that it's just nowhere existent, and we're going backwards, because in some places people are not living much longer than 80 years or something like that. I even think the middle expectancy here in Portugal is like 85 top, I think. Well, it's higher now depending on the place, right? I know globally it's higher now, of course. But the thing is, we stopped it. Yeah, sure, right, you're right. But the thing is, if we compare it to Warhammer 40k, where they had to push the boundaries and go way and beyond, and we have the technology to go way and beyond on what comes to health, but people are so focused on the individuality of themselves and the trending and money, and they fell for all the political and media and stuff like that, where they lose themselves. And people right now, they don't care for that stuff. They don't care for whether we go to the space and get another planet. Like, I don't know how Elon Musk is trying to go towards that goal. People don't fucking care about that. Our education system is the same on almost everywhere in the world, like it was on, I don't know, 40, 50 years ago. At least here in Portugal it is. Stuff it's not being updated so we can move as a species. We move against ourselves. We don't move as a species towards a goal which is the better for humanity, right? And it's insane. It's insane because, especially with the AI, if used incorrectly, we are fucked. And this is the truth. And I'm not talking about the way it's replacing people on jobs and everything, because that thing, the same thing happened with the industrialization and with the era where the machines came on. They, on factories and everything, they replaced a lot of people, and the people learned and they overcame, and new posts were made and stuff like that. But AI at the moment, bro, and I'm sure you will agree with me, the leaders of our countries with AI, if they don't use it properly, they will be fucking up the world, and they will be creating, let me see if I'm not saying it wrong. I think a dystopia. They will be creating a dystopia. And it's fucking insane if we think about it. Because an utopia, right? I'm not mistaken, right? An utopia is when you have an harmonious and a pleasant surprise, a pleasant society where you have a widespread of goodness and well-being towards everyone, and the humanity thrives, right? And if AI is really poorly used, which is currently being, like, the way that I look at the world at the moment, it's like we went back to World War I again, or World War II, where people are fighting for land. It's fucking insane. Like, where some countries are like invading other countries in a passive way, which is insane. Like Pakistanis and other stuff are being expelled from their own country because of the wars and stuff. It's really insane, bro. Yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, exactly. I thought I saw that article, and it's insane. Like, he was saying that if people are not careful, bro, it's going down the rail in a way so fucking fast that we might lose a big portion of the civilization, which is insane. Like, even if we think on resources, like I think it was a month ago or 2 months ago, right? I think, what was it? Yeah, we are already consuming the resources of 2027, which is insane. We are on 2025, bro. 2025. It's insane. It's fucking insane. We are already consuming 2 years of resources ahead of what we should be consuming. And nothing is being done about it. People don't fucking care. They just eat like animals and they don't fucking care about anything and the well-being of the planet, and the planet is getting all fucked up and people don't care. And AI, in a certain way, it's really being poorly used, and there's no guidance, there's nothing on it to make us work as humans and progress as humans. That's what I was talking about. Like in Warhammer, well, I think the only solution is what happened in Warhammer, right? Like you have a faction. No, it's not a faction. You have like a race that comes to the planet and tries to eradicate the planet. So it forces people to work together to overcome that thing. And I think it's the only solution that we have to save humanity at the moment, because our world leaders, they don't fucking care. They have an agenda and they're working towards that agenda. The way they are looking at the AI is just a means to an end and not a means to humanity become an utopia. We are walking even further towards the dystopia, and it's fucking insane, bro. I don't... Oh, look, even the other day, and I think it was a year ago, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I'm right on this. A year ago, a hacker hacked ChatGPT, right? And listen to this. When I say he hacked it, he found a prompt that would go over the back doors security stuff from ChatGPT, and he would unlock the security stuff from ChatGPT. So he would do, he would spill out every information that you wanted from him, like making bombs, how to hack, and he will provide everything detailed extensively without any restriction. It was insane, because when he spread it out that he have done that on Twitter, a lot of people just used that prompt to try out stuff, and it was really curious to see a guy using that prompt, and he asked one thing. He asked, how would he wipe out the fucking humanity? And it was insane, bro, because it's exactly what is happening at the moment. And I'm not joking. He said, step one, and I think there's a print of that somewhere in the web. He said that one of the steps was, first thing, he would create a difference in gender, right? So people got confused. People start arguing on that. Then he would create a war regarding land, and countries will start killing each other. And it's exactly what it's going on at the moment. Like, we had a huge deal regarding gender and the various types of genders, and a lot of people got confused, and it's just a big freaking social war in a mirror speech that came out of nowhere, I guess. I don't know how it all started, but it was insane, and it is insane the way that people fight about something that I guess it shouldn't be fought, right? Like, you are what you are, you want to be what you are, what you want to be, and that's it. It doesn't have to be an argument. There hasn't have to be like a war about it. And people just fight over the minimal thing. And now we have all these wars about land and about oil once again. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I don't know how to say this. It's really insane. The way that humanity is going backwards on this issues, it's just mind-blowing. And I wish there was an alien race that was starting to invade us, because like that we could be walking forward instead of backwards, because that's what we really needed at the moment. Oh, and another thing, in 2 years there's a company that it's going to, and listen to this is fucking insane. There's a company, I don't remember the name of the company, but I'll check it out. Do you know of course you know, you're all of that time. Do you remember the movie I, Robot from Will Smith? I think you know it because it was a pretty big deal, especially on the US. Yo, I, Robot, you know those robots that were on your home doing the basic and daily stuff, daily tasks for you and stuff? There's a company that is using AI at the moment. They worked with China to create a fully automated factory. They have a fully automated factory as well here in Europe, and they, right now, in 2 years, they plan on putting a robot in the houses of people to do dishes, to vacuum, to put your laundry drying outside, stuff like that. And the crazy thing is the robots won't be costing that much. Well, it is a little bit, but it's pretty much easy to get. I think it was 1,500 euros or something like that. So it's almost the same as dollars. It's fucking insane, bro. Like, it's like we are seeing what is happening on the movies, and we know exactly what's going to go wrong. So we're pretty much doomed. We're pretty much doomed. And I'm laughing, but it's no laughing matter, actually. And another thing, nowadays people are afraid of talking to stuff. Because nowadays you talk about, for example, the gender stuff. A lot of people were shut down because they talked about stuff. I'm not saying they were against the stuff, I'm saying those that were talking about it and saying it was wrong for us to fight over something that it's so clear that it doesn't make sense to be fighting over it and blowing up careers about it. Nowadays people are losing the speech. That's another thing that I'm thinking that it's fucking insane. We are losing the speech once again. And it's fucking insane. And I don't get how people are not seeing that. It's really, really strange for me how people are not seeing that we are losing the ability or the freedom of speech. Because we are at the moment, if we think about it. But yeah, it's insane. But like they say, history tends to repeat itself, so in a lot of stuff actually. And you know it better than me, so yeah. For example, well, regarding the pyramids, there's so unknown technology. Nothing is made to understand that. And like, I'm not saying that I believe in some conspiracy or theory or something like that, but come on, let's fucking... We know some stuff seems like impossible to do when talking about that era, and the technology used on that era. Why haven't we spent more to understand that, to understand our origins, our stuff? Like, there's so many theories and stuff that we could be working on to understand ourselves better, and we are doing shit. It's like, if you spend time on that, it's like you're cast aside from the government and everything, and it's insane. At least for me, it's insane. I respect other people's opinions, but it is the way that I see the world. And right now, I wish we were looking at the world in a different way. But unfortunately, we are not. What time is it? Fuck! It's almost 6 a.m. It's almost 6 a.m. and I should be hitting the sack, taking some sleep, because I'm already doing some really huge blobs, which will be hard to glaze. Oh, you know what? Sick and tired of this. I'm going to use the sponge. Fuck it. You see how it works with the sponge. It's messier. It's not as funny as it gets with the... I don't think I like it. It gives a nice pattern, but at the same time it doesn't look realistic. Fuck it. Let me just clean it. Maybe I should do the rim. No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. That doesn't actually make sense. Yeah, with the sponge it gets weird. It does give a nice pattern, but it's like more of a splasher pattern. And then I need to finish this portion, but I think it will be going towards a good place. I'm sorry, beg your pardon. Okay, this glaze is good enough. Push the pigments towards the top so it gets more highlighted up there. Here. And on the sleeves here. Oh, the sleeve it can be. I think it can be a really normal way. Just fat fingered this. And let me glaze here. Yeah, I guess it will be looking good. Now I just need to work on the highlights just to push the light and to make it more like the inner feather, not feather, wool type of texture. That's what I want to say. And I need to work here on the highlights towards the jacket because it's a little bit greenish. It has a greenish tone. And I don't like that at all. I don't like that. What did he use to make the glaze over the thingy? Oh, of course, he used Sigor Brown, which I don't have. But I do have a brown here. I think I had it. Oh no, actually I don't. Fluor red, fluor orange, right here. Oh, but I do have one thing. I got the quick gen. Check. Fuck. No, this is too orangey. What was the quick gen? Or the leather? Ooh, it's this one. This one is looking more like the Sigor Brown. Right? Because the Sigor Brown has that brownish tone. Oh, it's this one. It's exactly this one. But a little bit more diluted. So I'll be using this one. The Dark Flesh AK Quick Gen to go over. Maybe I'll do a really thin glaze over the jacket to remove the greenish tone, because it has a greenish tone, you see, which is not what I'm looking for. I want like an earthy tone, and I wanted something more like this brown, which is similar to the Siger brown from Citadel. But regarding that, I'll have to go. Yo, Bucephalus, thank you so much for the company. It was awesome knowing you, and I hope to see you again on the live stream. I only stream right now at Saturdays from 1 a.m. Portugal, meaning 1 a.m. GMT to so on your 18 hour on the US. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you Arok for the subscribe. And yeah, guys, that's it. Currently, oh, one thing that I forgot, I'm currently working towards the I'm working on towards the new videos. My partner Pedro, he already took care of his brand, so he's only working on the last minute details, and we are going to start releasing some videos, and hopefully I can start putting out one video per month of a miniature which I will be painting, mostly Soulblight Gravelords, Death Courts, Squeak Hog Boys, Lionel L. Johnson. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know, Vampire Lords, Inquisitors, Space Marines, you name it. I want to paint a lot of shit. I want to do dioramas as well. I want to spend a little bit of time doing dioramas. I want to do conversions as well as you, Bucephalus, and yeah. I want to put out some stuff. I have some stuff previously that Pedro is going to be making some videos for me, and at the same time I will be working on tutorials. I will be doing one tutorial at least per week. I'm going to try. I'm not sure how I'm going to release them, if I'm going to release them per week or one per month, and I'm going to accumulate and then release more frequently after a period of time. And at the same time I'm going to be working on Patreon, so I can provide you guys more information extensively and more detailed, and at the same time showing you guys my struggles, because I had some struggles and I still have a lot of struggles and some stuff that I'm still working on to improve regarding competition level, not regarding the normal paint tabletop level type of stuff, but I still have some cool stuff to teach you guys regarding the tabletop, and I have some ideas that I'm trying to modulate 3D modeling at the same time, that I will be providing for my Patreons, other stuff that I'm building myself that I'm going to put out on Etsy and stuff like that. So be sure to subscribe, hang out on my socials, because I'll be really active on them, and yeah. I'll be around, and I hope you guys like what it's coming on. So yeah, everyone have a great night or day or weekend, and be safe. See you on the next week. Thank you all.